What is good, YouTube? Matty Dubs here, back with another video, guys. We have a quick little Atlanta Falcons update here. We don't have too many highlights, but we do have some one-on-ones that I did want to show you. Some guys really stood out in day 2, and some guys actually didn't look so good in day 2, and I'm going to keep you guys updated with all of that. Now, the first thing I do want to talk about is Clark Phillips III came up with a big couple of plays here during training camp day 2, especially versus Drake London, where he had one breakup and then he had another one where he ended up getting an interception over Drake London. He got a tip drill pretty much to himself. So Clark Phillips is a guy who, you guys need to watch out for going forward. He projected to be a backup corner, but could easily make his way into the starting lineup where you have guys like AJ Terrell, won't start over him. But then Mike Hughes and Jeff Okudah are trying to fight for that starting job, and we'll see if a guy like Clark Phillips can actually, maybe even, and there's a pick right there, Clark Phillips had. So he had a very good day. He was one guy that you can take away from day 2 that had a solid performance. Now, Bijan Robinson, the guy that you guys want to hear about, had a pretty good day, but it wasn't perfect. He did have a drop pass that hit him right in the chest, and then he had one where he got in, well, I think this one right here where Troy Anderson kind of just beat him, and he got the deflection over him. So, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. So, Bijan Robinson had a solid day, but not the most perfect day in the world. But he continues to show flashes that he is going to be one of the best running backs in the NFL as a rookie, which is absolutely insane. As for Desmond Ridder, had a good day, but he's still struggling in terms of his deep balls. He's got to improve on that a lot, and we know he's just a second-year player. This is his first season getting a chance at being the full-time quarterback in the entire offseason. So he'll start to get the rust off him a little bit. He'll start to develop a little bit more as we go on and on. So I'm not too worried about Desmond Ridder. I feel like in a couple of weeks from now, we'll see that he's still where he can be a very good player at the NFL level. So we'll continue to see how he does. He was, I think, 7 for 11 in 7-on-7s, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know. He also had a couple nice passes to Matt Collins. He looked good. Jalen Hawkins in the secondary looked good when they were doing some team drills. So that's something to take note. But listen, the pads aren't on just yet. We can't really say too much about who's gonna be standouts, who's going to be breakout players this year. We need to see when the pads are on who looks good. But if we're going from this standpoint, the guys who looked really good, Bijan Robinson looked pretty good, and as well as Clark Phillips at third, Jalen Hawkins, Jeff Okudah had a tough rep against Matt Collins, which was very interesting. He got beat on a double move by the big receiver, so that's something you definitely don't want to see by Jeff Okudah. But Matt Collins is a guy who's projected to be a starting wide receiver for this team, so that's always a good thing to see. And there's that Clark Phillips interception once again. So let me know what you guys think about day 2. Like I said, a short little video today, not too many highlights. Hopefully day 3 will be a lot more action-packed, a lot more highlights for you guys to see. But let me know who you guys think is one person you think could break out for the Falcons in 2023, 2024. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, and if you love playing fantasy sports like football, basketball, baseball, and so many other sports, but also love being able to win money, you're going to want to stick around for this whole segment. Introducing Underdog Fantasy, the ultimate platform for fantasy sports lovers. Do you want to experience the thrill of drafting your team and competing for huge prizes? Well, look no further. With Underdog Fantasy, you get access to a wide range of fantasy sports, including football, basketball, baseball, and so much more. But here's what makes Underdog Fantasy stand out from all of those other apps. They've got quick and user-friendly drafting process, a unique and exciting game formats, fair and competitive contests for all skill levels, and attractive bonuses and promotions. Not only can you draft teams and compete with others, but you can also play a game of higher and lower, which is personally my favorite thing to do on there, but you can potentially win 20 times the money you put down. And if you use code MattyDubs when you sign up, Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And what that means is basically when you deposit, let's say $100, they'll give you a free $100 to use and play with. Click the link in the description to get started, or head to the website right now to start dominating the fantasy world. And don't miss out on all the fun. Be a part of the Underdog community starting now. And don't forget, if you use code MattyDubs, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Let's get started. Get into drafts with me starting today.